Hiya, welcome back to another episode of Faeria. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks if you've tuned into all my other videos. I really appreciate the support. In this episode, I'm starting you off by showing you the chest screen. So you can see we've got 10 of these battle chests and 3 of the mythic chests. I'm not doing a crate opening episode, I just thought I'd show you them. As part of the Steam Summer Sale, there's been a little deal where they've done a little package which has got some chests, some card backs and things like that, a load of coins and gems as well. So I purchased that, and what I'm going to do offline is open these up, review the cards that we get, and then in the next episode I'm going to build a deck with you guys, and we'll kind of play with that one a little bit and see how it goes, and maybe evolve it slightly as things go on. But yeah, I really kind of want to build something new and fresh with you guys, so you can kind of see how that works. But for this episode, we're kind of carry on with our missions. So we'll continue with some of the Siva stuff, some of the puzzles. Something to look forward to in the future as well is the world bosses. So I'll just show you that screen now. There we go. So as you level up, every 5 levels there's a new boss available. So you can see we've got a few here, and then so we're up to level 35, and then these ones are locked further ahead. So there's, you know what, there's a variety of bosses there. I believe there are different styles of enemy that you go up against, but it should be really interesting. So yeah, we're going to do some videos on those as well. Hopefully, you know, we won't get beaten too many times, but you know, because they are quite challenging. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, for now, see for back. Puzzle. Okay, win this turn. So we have a water tile that we can place down. This one's got aquatic 3 and charge 3. Is it? Okay, so we need to be able to have a water tile down. That's just telling me if I win this turn. In order to attack on this one though, we kind of need our water tile to be up here, because we can't deploy him. Can we deploy? So you can kind of go across water and then out. So if we make that water, then we should be able to get to there, do an attack. There you go. So I've not really had to use the aquatic thing too much, but now that I kind of understand there, he couldn't go across that land tile, so we have to put a water tile in its place. Fairly straightforward, and really just getting an understanding how that all works. So moving on. Okay, so we've got a few cards. Win this turn. So we've got Rushing Wind, which moves a friendly creature. We've got Tidal Force, which moves land. So if we jumped to there, we haven't got a land, so we need to move a land first, I think, like that. Then we can jump to here. Then we can use the Rushing Wind to get that guy there and do the attack. Happy little puzzle. Okay, okay. Let's get into the next one. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's a quest. Okay, so it's changed again now. So now we're back into a quest. Well, what sort of hard to know what sort of deck to play really when you're going into this, because I have no idea what the quest is going to be about. Does it say anything Kalim? So I'm guessing we're up against a desert, you know, a sand windy deck. Kalim on both now. So I'm going to go with my green. My green's fairly potent. Try it out. Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get something a bit better, hopefully. I mean, decent cards, but they're not really going to be of quick use for us. So if he comes in for an urgent attack, we're going to be in trouble. So we'll do that. Get one of them down. We'll end the turn. So I mean, out of those battle chests that we've got, it'd be really good if I could pick up some decent Sand Wind cards, because I've not got a great deck for it. I mean, I've got some reasonable cards, but I could do with some which really kind of link it all and bring it all together so that we can kind of make it a viable option. Drop that guy there. Tempted to drop the Viduran Force because you can start tapping in on that Faeria. We can gradually move him forwards or use him in a defensive position. So I'm going to go with that. Good solid defense on that Faeria point. Love those cards. Air elementals, fire elementals, water elementals, all those ones, they're really useful at kind of setting up your board. Yeah, that's no good for me at the moment. We deploy a couple of those there. It kind of gets us into a slightly attacking position, prevents him from kind of moving through too easily. I know he's kind of got flyers, so he's not necessarily going to need tiles, but also puts us in a better position if we can drop down kind of a forest up here, so that we can get him for a decent attack. Okay, Wood Elemental. There you go. It's what we like to see. So I'm going to move the... You want to move up? Yeah, move the Viduran Force up. Drop the Wood Elemental down there. Put in that tile there. Then I might throw in another one of those there. Then we're in a fairly strong position for attacking. I don't really want to deploy any of these guys yet. Not really much point. Give a creature +0/+4 and taunt. Really could do with more creatures rather than things like that, but I'm going to go in and take this guy out, because if he does get an attack on our guide, he's quite powerful, and at the minute he's just kind of giving them some nice tasty Faeria. So I'll do that. I might give him protection, because if this guy comes in he could do a decent amount of damage, so that'll kind of help him to survive a bit. And then tiles wise, don't need to kind of be too attacking really, but I might drop these in here. That way we can move him in and kind of move in between those to kind of get those extra points, and then gradually I kind of want to fill in this a bit so that he can't come and attack us. So we've got 4 forests down, so the Oak Father's going to go up to 10 health. Harsh. It's costly for him though. He's got a ranged attacker. What's that? You drain 2 life from your opponent. Another one of those. Okay. Oh, runing. We do love runing. Okay, cool. So we get runing out. Make the most of his skill set, in the sense that, or sorry, her skill set, I should say, in that she'll go back into our hand and get her buff. Let's think about this. If we give +0/+4 and taunt onto the Viduran Force, could give it +2/+2, that would give it a 6. It kind of keeps him quite powerful and holds us going for a bit. Do that. Puts us in a fairly solid position, I think, then. And we'll deploy some land. Safety. It's a shame. Can move him over though. Tiki Totem. We can do that, do that. bang, bang. Can't really make much use of the Tiki Totem at the minute. We could deploy it, but we could only buff the Oak Father, but we can't really buff the Oak Father because we wouldn't be able to deploy both of them anyway, so I might wait off and just get the extra points. Go and take this guy out because the Tiki Caretaker's not a great deal of use. Well, he's not going to die anyway because he's not got attack. I forgot about that. Cool, happy days. Get rid of him. We can move in, get the points on the next turn. Shore up the defense a little bit. Okay, teleport another friendly creature to the forest you control. Runin's got a 4/1, so I might deploy the Sagami Grove Caller. Move Runin down here. We can take out this guy. Runin goes back into the deck. We can take out this guy and deploy Runin again. I think that was quite a reasonable little move. Probably could have taken that Faeria, deployed the Tiki Totem before I got Runin out. They would have got an extra buff, but yeah, it's a bit late for that now. Instead, we will take a card, give us some more options for our next turn, I think. Yeah, that's cool. 0 + 4 gives him up to 10, 7, 2, 4, 8. I might use that on him actually. Probably a decent chance that it'll survive the next turn. And then we might be able to win it. Do like those wind wisps. So whenever you attack a god, it gains +3/+0, and that actually counts for any card. Any card that attacks a god will give that wind wisp a buff. So it's a really powerful card to have in the deck. If you can get some hits on the god, especially if you're up against a healing deck as well. Happy days, nice little victoire. Okay, little objectives as well. Deal 100 damage. Some nice extra bonus coins there. I mean, coins are important because we're going to be wanting to play more Pandora missions, and obviously buy more battle packs with it as well. The Hoaka epic mission, so that's kind of looking like it's probably going to be a water pack. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. This episode. This is probably going to be our last one for this episode, but yeah, let's get in there. Water. It's got that risk that it's kind of going to use Frogify and stuff like that, which isn't great. Don't tend to have many hard hitters. Red or chips. I might hit the chips deck out. So chips deck our red one, which kind of chips away at the enemy using kind of defensive sort of creatures and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. Ooh, some interesting positions. Get rid of those two. Keep that one. Not too bad. Not too bad. I can accept that. I invented a better board. I kind of want to say something, but there's not really anything I can say, and I can't say anything, so sad times. In some ways it's good because we can kind of try and head straight that way, and we can pick up both of those, but obviously he's probably going to try and do the same. Imagine he's going to come out with one of those water ones which you can move, and then it'll kind of be in there and that sort of stuff. No, just building straight out. He's got the key tile though. We're having the explore card. So what we'll do is think about it. If I dip that there, that there, that there, we can put that in there. Fairly solid. That gives us the 3 that we need in order to get Ignis out at some point, and any of the other cards as well, really. Here comes the water. Get in there, get those extra points. If we, oh, it's a shame we have to use this to get the extra Faeria to get Ignis out when we want to use that to do the damage. Combat deal 2 damage to your opponent. I'm going to do it. If I take that guy, I'll lose this one, so I'm going to hold on to that in a minute. See if he attacks me instead. She probably will. Yeah, I probably should have took him out because then he'd lose that Faeria, but you know, it was a risk we had to take. Okay, so we will use the extra one. Move Ignis forward to get that extra point. If we drop, oh, I can't quite afford a King's Guard, which is a shame, but I can use a hold the line to throw out an Imperial Guard there. That will kind of hopefully protect Ignis from attack. Okay, these guys are pretty powerful now then. So if we move him into there, it's a shame because we can't get into these spots very easily, and I can't move forwards as such because I want to use this to do some of that. Are you laughing at me? Not really. If we move Ignis back, drop in maybe the Battle Rager. King's Guard's good, but because they could jump over. Gonna use the King's Guard. Defensive because if they jump over they can kind of attack Ignis and they'll take him out with one go. We'll see. Might as well make the most of his power whilst we can, really. Yes, good. Fire Elemental. Need that. Move him forwards because then these guys have got to attack him. Do the Fire Elemental on either one doesn't really matter, I suppose. If I use it in there, I can use him to defend Ignis a little bit. Shove one of those out there. Take one of those. Too bad we can drop an Imperial Guard, but I don't really have anywhere to put it. I'll move. I can only attack in a minute, can't I? Take it out. Gives us a bonus card. Drop this guy. Drop it, keep it. Let's keep it. We'll hold on just for the points, I think. I think we might lose Ignis on our next turn. Oh no, he's going in for the kill instead. It's probably a good idea for him because it also kind of encourages me to try and attack him. It's like I can't move Ignis out of the way without placing a land tile. I can't use the power of Ignis by placing a land tile. So it does put us in a sticky position in that sense, but what I'll do is one of them there, one of them there. Throw him in there for the kill. Move Ignis up one. Move this guy that way I think. If we get out to 2 to 5, this one's going to take 3. It's going to die if that guy attacks him straight away. Can't buff it, so I'm probably going to drop out one of these. Maybe sort of down here. So if he does try and come in and do any more, we can take him out and pop some little chips out from their bad guy, from their god. And I might shove him out Do you want to waste? Yeah, I've got to hold the line, so I've got 2 more taunts there as well. So I'm going to throw him up there because then we can kind of fill in some of these tiles as well. Strengthens our attack a bit, and we'll go with that. Not doing too bad. I feel like he's still got kind of something in him to really kind of screw us over, but Ninja Toad. Okay, that's cool. So we probably want to see if we can get these out, because then we're going to do some damage to him. So I'll deploy that one there, that one there. Watch all this. 1, 2, 3. Happy days. So that was good. We can move in there, stop some spawning anything on that one. If I use Ignis's power, we're going to do 4 straight to their enemy creatures. That's pretty good. So I'm going to do that. It's spot on what we're after, really, with this sort of deck. Okay, cool. Drop one of those down in there. Drop that down there. I'm fairly confident we're going to be able to win this unless he pulls something crazy out the bag. I mean, this is just an epic mission match. It's not a world boss, so he shouldn't pull anything crazy out, I don't think. There we go. Just throw one of them in there for fun. Get rid of that guy. I love how much damage you can do like that. It's great. And finish it off. Wait for the sound to end. There we go. So we beat Huaca. So yeah, pretty decent. We've got one more mission left of that Sifa pack, so we'll get that in another episode. We'll finish that off. But in this one, you know, we've kind of covered off the fact that what we're going to do in the next episode is build a deck, play some games with that deck. We've done a few puzzles, done a couple of quest matches. So yeah, fairly productive in that sense. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Look out for the next episodes coming up. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd really love to hear you on Twitter. I've also got a Facebook page, D3ZDes, that you can sign up to as well, and you can see when I'm going live on Twitch for things like Monday Night Rocket League. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.